Benoit Jericho here. As always, I've got my cup of Black Rifle coffee going here. And then I have these gourmet chocolate chip cookies that I've been munching on that Will King had delivered to the office for me. So thank you, Will King. I don't know if you're watching right now. I know you just arrived here at Hybrid and you're getting settled in, but I appreciate the cookies. They go great with my Black Rifle coffee. Now, as you can see on the screen here, today, episode 6 of the Hybrid Origins, we have Sander Cool. Now, Sander has been a huge part of the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance since our original show started. And he's back and hasn't missed a beat here. He's actually just continued to rise his career to even new levels and get better and better. So, thank you, Sander Cool. Are you here with us yet?
Just got from the office. From the lab. Hey, SPJ. Whew,
hey, Sander,
man.
how you doing today? Are you here in Cali, or are you back home?
I'm back home. I mean, the lab is nearby, so I got lucky.
All right, sounds good.
Thank God you got a lab. Thank God you got a lab nearby your house, right? Whew.
That may come in handy here in the future because we've got a kind of a cool role for you and Nora.
Well,
moving forward, we'll get into that a little bit. We know how this show goes. We hit the past, the present, then the future. So those of you that are just signing on, looks like we get a couple people watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Everyone, as soon as you turn on the show, if you go through the time to check out YouTube, then you have time to click that like button. Takes 0.2. Show us some love for putting in the work. Sander Cool on here. So Sander, let's get into it.
All right, let's go do this. Let's get into this.
We all know you're still a rather young guy. You've only been in the industry for a couple of years now. So before your wrestling career, let's go back to where did you grow up?
Well, where did I grow up? Well, I think, one of the old countries called the Netherlands. I think, there. I visit them regularly. I grew up in the Netherlands. One of the underrated wrestling countries, so to speak.
The following of wrestling has just been exploding over the last few years. You have huge names like Dylan Mason, Indra Jaye. You've had Rainbow Wolf. Just huge names coming out of there. Sander Cool being one of them, and our tag team champions, correct? Durgos and Martrix as well.
Yeah. Well, no. They come from the old country of Belgium.
Ah, they're from Belgium. Okay.
Belgium. But I mean, just to give an example to the old WWE, we had guys like Aleister Black. We had AOP, one of the Dutch who became the NXT tag team champions at one point. Just to name a few famous old Dutch names.
I didn't know the AOP were from the Netherlands.
I think they were. Piece
of information that I didn't know. That's kind of cool. Now, you're what, like 23, 24 now? You're pretty young, right?
24. 24.
Okay,
I'm 24.
so
I'm turning 25 this year.
You grew up in the Netherlands. How is it that you even got into training in the Netherlands? I know they started having shows over there, introducing you guys to the show, to wrestling. But how? It really can't be that big. Who's over there training you guys?
Well, who's training there, guy? We had one of these old indie promotions who was seeking for talent. I remember the day I was contacted. They were looking for new talent, and they were looking to expand their talent, their new roster. And they saw me, and they were like, "Hey, are you interested in joining us?" And I was at a point in my career, in my life, where I didn't know what to do. So I just saw it as an opportunity, and I just said like, hey, I'm interested. Let's see how this goes. And I think Matt Dayson trained me, one of the trainers that was there. It was either Dylan Demine or one other girl who trained me. And
okay, so they see this, tall, good-looking, built, athletic kid snatched you up. It's starting to finally take off in the Netherlands, this wrestling thing. So you fit that mold. I take it they saw potential
True.
in there.
I joined at the height of the wrestling era in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
so
definitely. So genetics gave you a good push over there, basically. Ian Unrelented, is that the Scottish Warrior checking in? I don't know many Ians.
I guess so. I think it's Ian, yeah.
Looks like a different name there. Ian Unrelented. Is that you, Scottish Warrior? I don't recognize the name there. But as you check in there, Ian, make sure you click that like button for us. Give Sander Cool some support here. All right, so you're what, like 16, 17?
17. Around 16, 16 and a half, 17. Let's just say that.
So give the world a little breakdown. The Netherlands, is it more of a cold country, kind of like Norway, cold and rough, or what's it like over there?
We have all kinds of different weather. We have rainy days, we have sunny days. I think one of the worst weather types that I hate mostly in the Netherlands is when it rains and then later on in the day it kind of becomes like this cold-ish type sunny weather. It's nice, but it's just not good for sea level, so to say.
So it kind of sounds very similar to the weather of like Scotland, Ireland, that sort of deal.
Not really. It's really different, but let's just say we have more sunny weather, and here and there we're just having these cloudy days, really.
All right. So from everything that I've read about the Netherlands, you guys have some of the nicest people that you're going to find all over the world. So to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense that this huge group at the same time have come together and have been successful in a combat environment, when it seems like as a people of a whole, you guys are more about friendship and kindness and hugging. I'm picturing unicorns and rainbows and stuff over there. But you guys, there's some fighters apparently.
Well, that's because a lot of people underestimate how we Dutchies can be. At least how me as a Dutch and American, I obviously got some American blood in me as well. We Dutchies are seen as these kind people, and we are kind, but piss us off good, and you have seen how UCW was. You've seen what happens if we are just pissed off and want to fight. Like,
yeah, you guys got like Dylan Mason over there, one of the
exactly
meanest SOBs I've ever met in my life. Like, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but to be honest, I used to dodge trying to interview him when I was working over in 3Dub. I would purposely avoid Dylan Mason, and there are huge guys like Dennis Miles over there, big mean-looking guys, and no problem, they'll go up do interviews. Even James Black, but Dylan Mason, I always avoided him.
Yeah, I was butt heads with him. That guy. I mean, he teach me a lot, definitely, but...
Oh, speaking of Worldwide Wrestling, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but it is the Scottish Warrior on there. And from Worldwide Wrestling, it looks like potentially Drew Gessner checking in. Drew, if
hey,
that's
boss.
you, I know you can't watch the full time because you're working, but make sure you throw a like on there for Sander. Sander, I actually met you through Worldwide Wrestling and Drew Gessner, so kind of a good little story there. All right,
Yeah,
so
that was
Sander,
a good day.
you get into starting your training.
Right.
Where was the
Right.
first, or where and what was the first promotion that you actually got any work for? Amateur, and then your
It was
first professional kick.
so for amateur. I think I got into something like XPC. I think it was XPC. It was, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Anna's here too. I know her. um, I think it was XPC that I was in. It was this little Dutch promotion that I was in. It kind of gave me a really good kind of time. Those guys were really awesome. I think they sadly shut down to the current world situation, if you know what I mean. No hate on that.
Yeah,
And
true.
I think after that I went on to one of the bigger Dutch promotions. And I think that was XLS. I think that I was in. Yeah, XLS kind of. Yeah, I think afterwards I got. I think professionally. No, professionally I then got into UCW, the Dutch American EFAD later on.
UCW is a good promotion. I followed them a little bit. I wasn't really
Well, not the
active over there,
UCW
but I
you
definitely.
mean. You know the UCW that where I won my very first title as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep, over there with Galky and
Yeah.
Azriel and them. Yep. More
Shout out to my
great
home, by the way.
names right there. Galky, Azriel, those are more guys that I'd definitely love to see come back here in HWA. They had a little bit of a run with your crew, but it was near the ending of our original startup company, so those guys didn't really get a huge fair shake. But I know things sort of didn't work out over in UCW lately, so if any of those guys ever need a home, I know probably 3Dub would be a first choice for them. But the doors are open here still. They always have been for the guys like Azriel and Galky. So
yeah.
You jump into UCW, right? So
yeah,
as a young man, it had to be rough at first, right?
Well, I admit it wasn't the easiest months I had there for first. I mean, you had all these established names in like all these different groups, and I was just there, just admiring all of them. Like. Guys like Dylan Mason, Jerome Mercury, or Alex Mercury, yes. I think Rainbow Wolf was there too, one of the established names too. I mean, my good friends and later on few partners, the Resistance, became. Well, I admired them too. I had all these names, and yet I saw an opportunity to start there, to start at a promotion where they came from the original country and we wanted to put something special in that place. To say, hey, we Dutchies can do it, if not better than Americans.
And
so
definitely, there are a lot of you that you can definitely say that. Guys, while I'm on here interrupting Sander for a second, I see that there's more viewers on there. 5 of you. There's 5 viewers, so I want to be seeing some comments, some questions for Sander. Hitting that like button, subscribing if you haven't already. There's no reason that there shouldn't be 1 viewer, 1 like, across the board. If you jump in the show, you hit that like button. It takes 0.2 seconds. APW, thank you for checking in.
APW.
Sander, go right ahead. I just had to put that little spot. I just looked up and noticed that there were more people on there, so I had to remind them to hit that like button for Sander. APW, thank you for checking in. Is it Ricky Armstrong on there? Ricky, make sure you hit that like button for Sander.
Hey, Rick, but to get back in, I think my career really started to get good. I think around 2019. I think I had some couple of rough months. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I kind of had this issue of, am I doing it wrong? And I then meet up with one of the guys who was trying to be the general manager there, Hunter Deal. even though the guy kind of broke his own
Big
rules.
Deal, Hunter Deal, yep.
Yeah.
Very
I met
familiar with
him,
him.
and he inspired me to just continue what I do doing. Just try to be you, really. And, well...
It's real weird hearing Hunter Deal trying to inspire anyone. And IWA jumping in here. IWA, that's James Steele. James, thank you for checking in. Make sure you hit that like button while you're there, friend. Anyone that's in our alliance of feds, absolutely we should all be liking on every video that the other one puts up. So thank you for checking in. And CFT is locked in the closet. Thank God we don't want CFT jumping in here while Sanders on with us. I appreciate that, Ricky.
Thanks, ABW.
Sander, keep going. I apologize. I just want to make sure as people come in, they get acknowledged and...
It's fine. But as I was saying, I mean, he was talking to me, Hunter. I know he's weird. I know when he sees this, he's probably going to try denying it, but he was there and he was saying like, "Hey kid, you got this amazing talent. Just go out there and just show what you can do." And well, I did. I mean, well, it didn't went as I had planned, but I mean, ultimately it paid off, as you can tell. I gained more fans. I even got the whole roster behind me as I was hitting those rougher months in 2019. And then, well, at our first biggest show, I'll never forget it. I won that first United States Championship at Kingdom of Immortality. I won that title fair and square, and it just that rush of that good feeling of you finally did it really hit me. Like, I couldn't believe that once I held that United States title that I had really done it. I had the whole roster behind me. I had one of what later on would become one of my best fan bases ever. I mean, those fans are amazing, and oh man, that day on Kingdom of Immortality, I never forget that day. I never will.
So, I want to go backwards a little bit, Sander. And I think you know the topic that I'm going to bring up. I'm going to bring up the streak.
Oh,
I've got to do it. I know it's a sore subject, but we've got to bring up and talk about the streak from UCW.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll let you do your thing. I'll let you dive in there. It's probably a low point in your life, but sometimes working through that out loud to the public kind of helps you get by it.
I mean, she's hearing this, yeah. Thanks, man. I'll be alright.
Just for the crowd, UCW, Sander had a stretch. He was basically the Hawkins of UCW for a while there, where he lost, was it 0-26? 0-27?
26 matches. Yeah, it was a tough one. I gotta admit that one. Yeah,
And here you still are though. So let's talk through this. How did it start? Who was your 0-1 match? Do you remember who you fought first to go 0-1 to start things?
First started, I think, against Mike Hansen. I think it was.
Handsome Mike Hansen.
Yeah, I think he was the first one who I lost to. If anybody from UCW is here, I think it was Mike Hansen who I lost to in that first match.
He's a tough competitor, and
I know. I fucking hate that guy.
0-26 against the competition that you had in UCW. You know, you're fighting all these huge names. You know, granted, a lot of them hadn't really exploded onto the scene yet, but there were huge names that you were dropping to, Sander, for a guy just getting in early 20s.
Yeah.
One of those matches within that losing streak, is there one match that you remember the most that sticks in your mind that basically maybe it inspired you to keep going? Maybe you did well enough and you could really feel that your skills were coming and you were going to be able to work through it and end that streak. Was there a match out there that
there
you
are
can
actually
think
two
of?
matches that inspire me, that did it for me. One of them is, well, I hate this guy, but I can't stop loving what he did for me, is Bill Nemeth. That guy, I mean, he had a talent, he had this aura around him, I mean, he was the darkness himself, and I fought him many times, and we knew each other so well in that ring that once I knew that I lost to him, and he kind of, I know he didn't care about me, but I also could see that he was like, yeah, this guy could make it. And then the second match, this was closer to Kingdom of Immortality. When I lost to the Vampire, as I like to call him. He was the current United States champion.
Are we talking about Vlad or somebody else?
No, someone else. He was one of my best friends. He even let me stay at his castle at one point during all that. I mean, that's where I met Corella, who tried to chase me out of that castle. Not the funniest days I had there, but I mean, it gave me good cardio, so I mean, it worked, so...
I just wanted to say one more time, thank you, Will King. These cookies that you sent, they're great. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit of a daze, and I'm starting to... I can't help but smile here. But these cookies are... It is great.
Look who's here.
Everyone on here, we
look who's
Stephen Benoit Jericho. I got who's on? Who's my guest again, Nicole? Sander Cool here, but Will King, thank you for these cookies are great.
Yeah.
We got.
I gotta send you a bottle of Devil's Ruin. I gotta send you one.
CFT on here now. Apparently someone let CFT out of the closet. Clarence Fletcher Townsend, a good friend of yours, Sander.
Well, if you can't call me friend.
Great, Will King.
I gotta send you some Devil's Ruin. Nora, do we got some? Yes, we do. Perfect. Send it to SPJ.
What's that, Nicole? They smell like marijuana? I've never had
I think he's sending you drugs. I think he's sending you drugs.
I've never touched marijuana in my life.
Oh.
Is that what
Snap
these
out
are?
of it, SPJ! Come on!
Is that what these things are? Anyway. Alright, so we're talking about Sander Cool losing every match for like a year or something.
Well, for about 3 months.
You finally beat somebody. Who do you beat, Sander?
Well, it's actually funny that you said that, because APW, if we are going to do a drug test on SPJ, we might as well do one on Will King.
They're cookies, I thought.
They're marijuana! Oh, God, why? Ian, that's amazing. Could you come here and help SPJ?
No one ever eat cookies that Will King sends you. No one. Sander, you just talk, Sander.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
talk.
So I was in this match with this other Japanese guy that I really don't want to remember. And then I was in this matchup with. I got the old. I got the old match card here from then. Thank you, Nora. Thank you for being such an helpful little
Hi,
help.
Nora.
He's on drugs. He's. Yeah, I know.
Hi,
I
Nora.
can't do it.
Nora's there.
She says hi. Yeah, she says hi. He's on drugs. What do you want me to do? Send him one of our lab things. It will be fine. Anyway, back to the match card that I had from that time. Here it was. Let me check.
I get a message, Will King.
Please do. So. Yes, Lucius. I thought that was it. I thought Lucius for the United States and some other Japanese guy for the United States Championship, and I must say,
Lucius one of those.
He was one of
Tom Cruise interview with the vampire guys. Is
yeah, he was
like
he was the one. He was the vampire guy.
Clone.
Yeah.
Is this food?
See,
I think is this food?
CFT, for one thing, please, just.
Is this food?
CFT paid Will King to do it. Screw you, CFT. Anyway.
The ISIS Championship. Will King,
No.
thanks for sending those cookies. Here's $1 million. That's.
CFT paid Will King to get you those drugged cookies. Yeah, I'm not to blame here either. Anyway, I won the United States title in what felt like one of the special matches of my life. I won it in a triple threat match. It was one of the magical nights. I had all the fans behind me. I had all of the roster behind me. And, I mean, SBJ, are you alright? SBJ? Are you? See what you've done!
Oh, you're still there? I was wondering-
Yes, I'm
I
your
thought you
interview
left.
guest!
Oh. How is this gonna... I need a drink.
Are you sure you can...
You just keep talking, Sander.
Alright.
Cool. You're cool, Sander.
Thank you.
I love you, Sander.
Thank you.
You and Nora are just... You can come over and have cookies and dinner. Karen... I'm not home, am I? Karen will make you a casserole. And
Nora?
You and Nora casserole, and it's gonna be great. You know?
Yeah. Well, so I won the United States title. I go on one of these amazing...
God bless America. United States title. God bless America.
Yeah. It the United States is. And
That's
I think afterwards that moment I had an amazing day. I think I spent it in a hotel, and about 2 days later I arrive in what would later on be my home of, well, New York City. What are you even... I'm not even going to... Is there something funny?
Clarence Townsend.
It was a tag team match. A freaking. Next time we do SVG. I'm not even going to.
You keep going. You keep going. Pretend I'm not here. Everyone, Sander Cool, give a thumbs up and like and subscribe for Sander Cool. Subscribe to Sander Cool.
Can you get him the empty trucks? Just send them to the call, please. Just. All right,
I'm good. You continue. You had you're U.S. champion and you're in a tag team match.
Yeah. So, no. Well, the tag team match was way later on with CFT, but 2 days later, I arrived. We had a show in New York. I walk in that city and I just fell instantly in love with that city. I mean, the people are hard, but they are kind if you let them.
That had to be a change for you, going from butterflies and rainbows in the Netherlands to the meanest people in the world in New York City.
Well, people always say that they're mean.
James Sargent, and then we got who's this? The dragon is there, the golden shovel style, whatever the dragon's talking about.
Oh, that old show that we had. Memories.
Anyway, your tag team. Keep going, Sander.
We're not. By the way, there goes SVJ on drugs. Could you help out here for a sec? Just knock him out or something. That always worked. You
just keep going, Sander.
All
you got Blazed Radio checking in.
All right, so
appreciate it. Make sure you guys all hit the like and sub for. This is the Sander Cool Show. I'm Sander.
I'm in New York. We're doing this show. I think and then another low point hits me. I lose the United States Championship to Dave Williams.
That's not a good wrestling name. Dave
Williams. Well, it even got worse because guess who stuck his nose into his business again?
Gangrel.
Well, no, Mike freaking Hansen.
This guy. Who do you think's better looking? Handsome Mike Hansen or handsome Chris Harris? Who's more handsome out of those two, Sander?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say, but I mean, it would. I say Chris Harris would be the better looking one between the two of them.
You think Chris Harris is? I think you might be right, and I just wanted to ask that because Chris Harris just signed with us.
Yeah, I saw it.
I had the paper somewhere. I was supposed to make the announcement, but Nicole, can you give me the paper so I can tell these people that Chris Harris, Handsome Harris, is signed with Hybrid? I can't tell you guys because I can't find the paper that says it. Anyway, we're on with Sander Cool. Like and subscribe.
So, I lose the United States title and then go this uphill battle against...
Well, you're not from the United States anyways, right? Nicole, go get me a snack, a cookie.
No! Not another cookie! Nicole, ignore what SVJ said.
They're in the closet. Up there. Nicole's going to get me Nicole will get on and say hi to you too after, Sander. You met Nicole. She's
great.
Nice.
Yeah, she's nice. Anyway,
go ahead, Sander.
I was on this uphill battle. I was fighting these two pricks who really thought that America needed some role models. Then he decided to go use the Captain America suit.
I think my hands got bigger. Does it look like my hands got bigger today?
So, this guy goes... Yeah, Ian, I've already asked her. She's sending the anti-drug stuff to SBJ. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so I'm...
Thank you, Nicole. Nicole, say hi to Sander. Come here, Nicole. Peek in here. Say hi, Sander. Nicole's eating cookies with me today, everybody. Did you guys ever read in some of these bottle caps? They say like little sayings in them. Look at see. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a UCW talk. There it goes.
Okay, go
We're
ahead.
talking about UCW.
CSWA, Townsend and Sander Cool. Go ahead, Sander.
So, I fight these two, and for God Almighty, what does Dave Williams do? He wears a freaking Captain America suit. Well, if he's going to do that, well, I decided to go wear that old Flash suit that I had stored. I did it from a Comic-Con as well.
Why do you have a Flash suit? Are you a nerd, Sander?
Well, I mean, I love the old DCU, so, I mean, why not pay tribute to that? I mean, if he's going Marvel, I got DCU in, so... Plus, I got the suit from Comic-Con, so... What? Oh, come on, you know I love Comic-Con, Nora. You know I love them.
Could you imagine if there's, like, a tiny universe of organisms living on your cookie, like little microscopic people, and they're like flying airplanes and cars around on there?
Yeah, I watched it, don't worry about it. But, well, yeah, the nightmare. Yeah. How could I forget about that? So, I gotta talk about this. So, Mason... So, I won this big matchup at, like, our summer pay-per-view, right? So, I became the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. So, I became Dylan Mason, somehow we changed, and then Mason invited me into his mind, and what happened...
Oh, he just... What did he just say?
Yeah, he literally had a nightmare about me winning the UCW World Championship. He just literally almost predicted that I would win it, and well, sadly I didn't. One of the few nightmares. I hope that was a good dream. Well, I'm never getting in that mind ever again.
The mind of Dylan Mason.
Yeah,
What a beautifully dark, original, creative, scary thing that must have been.
Oh, believe me.
Imagine the things that... He's the psycho killer, right? That's Dylan Mason?
Yeah, he's a... I mean, I was like...
If you guys don't know Dylan Mason, go look up Dylan Mason. Dylan Mason's great. And he's got cool... Dylan Mason... He's got the cool... He's like... Dylan Mason is like... A cool, dark, tattooed, awesome-haired Ed Sheeran. Hey, can Dylan Mason sing?
I do not know. I do honestly not know.
You talk, and I'm gonna see if Dylan... I'm gonna text Dylan Mason and see if he can sing us a song.
Oh, for God knows. Safety next time.
You just keep going, Sander.
So, I have this steel cage match with Dave Williams, and for God Almighty, I finally won back that United States Championship, becoming, well, the two-time United States Champion. In what felt like one of my shortest matches of my career. That lasted 2 minutes. Jeez. Oh. Nora, how long until those anti-drugs are here?
Nicole. This is Dylan Mason.
No, that's not.
That's Dylan Mason. This is Dylan Mason, right?
I mean, he looks like it.
17.
Nora.
This.
Next time we give SBJ drugs, let's make sure it's enough.
We're on. Everyone, we're on with Sander. Cool. Let's just start. Let's start from the beginning, Sander. You're from you're Dutch.
Yes, I already told you all that.
From Dutchland.
No, the Netherlands.
Dutchland's not a thing. So you had a tag team match and you won. You go.
Not real. No. It was a steel cage match. I won that steel cage match. It was the shortest steel cage match.
Was the steel cage match inside Dylan Mason's beautiful, flowing, red-headed mind?
No. Dylan Mason beat me pretty clean after that nightmare. Which I still... It was a beautiful dream, Mason. It was a beautiful dream. You just couldn't let me make it true. You just couldn't.
UCW was the place where dreams came true for a lot of young Dutch people.
I mean, it's a good country, but anyway,
Alright, so Dylan Mason beats the crap out of you.
Again.
So, all this talk about you getting beat, where do you start winning matches?
So when did I start winning? Well, I just told you about Kingdom of Immortality. So after that, I go on these amazing months, and then a certain dragon known as Dirgos had to go ahead and ruin my United States Championship run. So, Dirgos wanted gold, because the dragon cares about gold, and he goes after me. And what does he do? Steals my United States title, pins me, beats me twice, even in my rematch for it, and said he needed it for his collection. Again, Dirgos, you didn't need it for your collection! Then, in 2020, oh wait, no. Then, I even had a bigger match, when at New Dawn, I finally fought in a triple threat match against Bill Nemeth and Dylan Mason for the UCW World Championship. Whew. Man, that was an amazing match.
You fought for a world championship?
Yeah, I did.
Chocolate championship.
No, not that's our chocolate championship. Alright, so Nora, how fast are they? 5 minutes? Great. So, I went in there. I wanted to become a Triple Crown champion. I mean, I had the stable going on with two of my best friends. Shout out to them. I love the boys.
Nora sent these, Nicole? Thank you.
They should help you out.
Nora sent me these little gummies.
Yeah, they should help. You sure
Thank
this
you,
is the right
Nora.
ones?
Tell Nora I said thank you.
She said thank you. She said thank you. She said you're welcome.
It's good.
Did Mason invite you? Did Mason invite you back in his mind at that point? Unfortunately, he did not.
Did you just speak Dutch?
No, I did
Say
not.
something Dutch. Introduce the hybrid origins in Dutch for us.
You want me to do it then? Thank you. Alright, mensen. Welkom bij HWA Hybrid Origins.
That didn't
name it
sound
SPJ?
very Dutchy.
It is Dutch. God.
Okay. So you guys aren't too much different than us.
Well,
You just write funny.
it looks like a German language. It is. But anyway, I shout out to my boys Arthur Stein and Eddie. So we became the stable called the Triple C Connection. And well, the Triple C Connection, I mean, they're one of my most amazing boys.
Supposed to make me sweat, Sander?
And does it make the? It can be one of the little side effects. Don't tell me that it's one of the. Right, gotcha. So I go in and I had almost won that UCW World Championship. If it wasn't for Dylan Mason again, getting with an almost close call. And then I go on to the second Kingdom of Immortality, and I face these ego-tripping a-holes called Icon. There goes, you know them, they're just annoying little pricks who just thought the world belonged to them. But no, we as heroes decided to step up. We decided, these guys are not making the tag division any worse. So we stepped up at Kingdom of Immortality 2, and, well, I became, with them, the tag team champions. Which lasted for over a month, because after that, they beat us. And after that, we split, and, well, we remained a faction, and then afterwards, we, well, went our separate ways in solo competition. Well, I became a 24/7 champion. Almost burned down an arena. Not my fault, by the way.
How did you light an arena on fire?
Well, apparently the staff came up and set the wrong equipment at the wrong place, and I tripped over it. I mean, they weren't even supposed to be there, so...
You've had a very up and down interesting career, Sander. And by the way, whatever those gummies were that Nora sent over, thank you so much. You know, I'm already starting to feel better. I appreciate that. I'll have to send you guys a thank you card or something later. But
well,
now,
no need to thank.
There was all kinds of interesting things in UCW. Now, we could talk about just UCW happenings all day long. So, UCW, you made your break. You got your break there. You went through your huge losing streak, then finally things just started clicking for you. And you felt like you could do this. So, from UCW, where was your next launching pad? Like, if that was your launching pad, where did you head to after UCW?
Well, after UCW, well, I gotta thank Mason again, because he sent it a reminder, and he introduced me to the world of worldwide wrestling.
3-Dub. Shout
Yeah.
out to Worldwide Wrestling, 3-Dub, Drew Gessner over there, Matt 8-Star, the rest of you guys. Great place.
So, I come on into 3-Dub, and I instantly fell. Those guys were amazing. I mean, they just invited me over, and I had and Matt offered me a chance at a contract at 3-Dub. And he wanted to see if I could fight him. And, well, I did. I fought the owner of 3-Dub, Matt 8-Star. I fought him in a hard-fought battle and for a 3-Dub contract, and I lost. But after that, I got I got a 3-Dub contract. He signed me. He said that it took guts, it took heart to challenge a man like him. And that he saw that the fans of 3-Dub wanted me to be there, and, well, he signed me in 3-Dub. He gave me that opportunity.
Sounds like you really impressed him. And Matt 8-Star, he's a great mind, has a great eye for talent in this industry. One of my best friends in the industry here. So, again, shout out to Matt 8-Star. Great job, and it's great to see that you, Matt 8-Star, are back. He took a little leave of absence there for a while, but he's back in the industry now. So, you start going in 3-Dub. How things go there? Did you have a lot of success over in 3-Dub?
Well, after a lot of time shit that we pulled, sorry about that, Nora. I should just mind it. But I became a 2-time European champion over there. I defended against the likes of Mike Hansen. I helped my old partner Tony Mercer out and saving his ass. I defended against the living legend Justin. I defended against Remy, who I honestly think is the future of 3-Dub. He honestly is an amazing prick.
Definitely very talented.
Definitely very talented. And, well,
Definitely
right now
kind
I'm...
of a prick.
True, and right now I am the current 3-Dub last survivor standing with the sole survivor briefcase. So, yeah, that's... I mean, I even got to time travel with Nora. Just imagine that for a second.
So, basically, you're saying you ate some of Will King's cookies, or
no.
one of Will King's gift baskets over there.
So, after I met, well, Nora, I figured she had these kind of weird, strange powers, right? So, once I contacted with her, we started hanging out. I felt this kind of surge of power within me flowing as well. I earned a power that was beyond myself. And once I started running, I started to notice that I could run faster than any normal human being. I could go... What was the fastest we went? Max 7? Max 7, 7, 8? Yeah.
Well, you look pretty slow in the ring sometimes there, Sander.
Well, unfortunately, I quite can't use our powers in the ring. It's one of the rules of the running, so...
Oh. Well, they would come in handy.
Well, they would, but unfortunately I can't use them. Same goes for Nora, but outside of the ring I can, but we do have rules with our powers. I mean, we cannot use them in the ring, We cannot use them on innocent souls. And apparently we can't use them... Well,
Ever.
Well, we can, but... Don't overdo them. Don't take the speed truck. Just don't. Anyway. Then my next other big signing, and this is where I truly matter. The company of HWA.
Definitely. I watched you where we met in 3Dub. That's where we first met, and I watched you. I was doing backstage interviews and things like that for Matt 8-Star and the guys over in 3Dub. That's where I came across Sander Cool, and what I noticed about you is you just had this positive attitude about you, and nothing would ever keep you down. Nothing could ever hold you back. You would lose. You had all these other things happen to you. So I had you come over. I talked to Lee Jones, who was the owner of HWA at the time. Recommended you come aboard, and you just took off. You had a great feud with Havoc and with DTM, and then with Jay Stone, and so let's. That's really where it was a little rough going, but that's where I really saw you take flight. You had an interesting little feud there with Jay Stone for a while, the Extreme Champion. Can we get into that a little bit?
True. Well, first off, Ian, my friend, our battle was definitely something in 3Dub. I hope we one day can get our rematch, and I definitely want to have a one-on-one match with you again. Well, I came into HWA after some 3Dub debacle. I mean, it's where I met you, Em. It's where I met you. Oh, come on. You know. Okay, alright. I'll keep that to a minimum. So.
Alright, Sander, alright. I know you two love birds. Let's keep it PG here for the kids.
Alright. So, I go into this battle. So, I meet this guy, this Jay Stone guy, right? So, here you have this faction who's on top of the world, who has done it all, and who uses unfair tactics against me. I mean, they keep ambushing me, they keep 4-on-1ing me, they keep bringing in their numbers. So, what I did is I called in my family. I called in my brothers.
You accidentally got inserted. I remember this story like it was yesterday. You accidentally got inserted into that feud against them. So,
yeah.
Thinking back, remember the security guard came, grabbed you from the locker room, told you to go, kid, you're up next. You come sprinting out. You heard that the Jay Stone's actual supposed to be his scheduled challenger ended up getting locked in a closet or something.
So
he told you to
so that
go
was a busy day for me. I didn't know I had a match until after that moment. So I was just walking around backstage, exploring the HWA arena, doing whatever, exploring the new talent, and I was just walking. It was, I think, it was 2 days before I met you, and Lee Jones came up to me, hey, stop, and he says like, hey kid, you got this match, you gotta go now, the challenger is canned right now, you gotta go. And I was going to my locker room, and I was putting on my gear like really fast, and I put on my gear so fast that I think I even remember not finding my jacket for my boots for like 2 minutes, and when I found them, I immediately went, and
it was a great scene. So picture this, people. The cage is closing down around them, and all of a sudden, they're expecting one competitor. The other competitor's music is playing, and then this this Sander Cool, this unknown guy, basically dives underneath the cage as it's lowering, and immediately he is on top of Jay Stone, just giving Stone the business. Jay Stone has no idea who this Sander kid is, and then the cage just closes down around him, and that's the match. And Sander actually gave Jay Stone a run for his money, folks, and before he ended up getting
he had it
tapped
coming.
out, but yeah, you
That guy
actually
had
put
it
on
coming.
a great show right there, Sander.
So, I did really, really good. It was an amazing show. And after that, they just kept on wanting me. They were really using their numbers against me. And I went on and called in my family, my brothers. You know them as the Crew, you know them as the Resistance.
Yep, Galki, Durgos,
Galki,
Smartrix, Azrael. Yep.
You know them.
Shout out to the Crew, the Resistance. Great bunch of guys.
Boys, if you're still here, if you're still watching, boys, I love you guys. You guys are one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my entire career. You guys know
Cool, young Sander Cool fan here, who was just waving to you. I don't know if you caught that, Sander, but
yeah, hey. Oh boy.
All right, so we've got the past here. So what's going on for Sander now? Where are you? You just won a big title, didn't you? A couple of them, apparently. You've had some big matches lately.
Yeah, lately. Well, currently, Nora. You guys know the story about Nora. I met her. She warned me about some things, and well, I just gotta make this announcement. And can I please do it? Please. Thank you.
Are you asking me, or are you asking Nora?
I'm asking Nora. Nora, please, can I please do it? Please. Yes! You're the best. So, a couple of weeks later, I got signed on to NGW, where I got a little bit more angrier, where are my angry
NGW,
sides.
that's with Next Gen, correct?
Yeah.
That's Nick Ploden over there. Excuse if I say that wrong.
Where
Shout
I met
out
the clown.
Next Gen.
Next Generation Wrestling.
Check them out. Part of our hybrid alliance, if you will. A big circle of E-Feds that have sort of band together. You know, shout out to those guys.
That's where I met the clown, the world champion, and the guy I sadly have to respect, SNK. He humbled me. He's the one who truly humbled me and gave me a more angrier side. Don't worry, and I'm good. I wanted him for the world title and I lost. I fought KD and I lost, but still my angry side. I even injured CFT in a steel cage match.
Yeah, I saw that. You threw him from the top. That was kind of brutal stuff there. No wonder CFT kind of, doesn't care much for you. You're tossing a guy off a steel cage like that.
He had it coming. He had it deserving.
Indeed, CFT has more than that coming. This isn't my opinion, but some would say that they wouldn't mind seeing CFT banned from all E-Feds. But, that's
he
not
has
my
more coming
opinion.
He has more coming where that came from. But then something happened. Then this little one over here, who surprised me. Well, we were a couple in the summer, right? Just imagine you're about a year together, right? And she felt like it was time to make the next move, and we were at this beautiful lake, we were at this beautiful thing, and she just pops the question and asked me to marry her. So
Nor proposed to you.
Yeah, she wanted to do it differently. She wanted to be it like, she didn't want to be like any other couple, So that's what she did. She just did that, and I said yes. So.
Oh, congratulations there.
Yeah, thank you.
The world's been wondering what was going on between you two for a long time now, and apparently it's the cat's out of the bag, and it's official. Everyone knew there was something going on. Just I know you guys are trying to hide it there, but So the future. We're a little over an hour now, Sander. I know we could talk all day long. So let's get into it a little bit. What's the future looking like for Sander Cool? Do you have any plans other than moving on and living this life with Nora? What are your plans in wrestling? Where do you think you want to go next? What do you want to do? What titles you want to go after?
Well, there are three things that I want to do in wrestling. I want to gain a world title. It's been coming a long time, and I'm gonna do it. 2021, whether you like it or not, whatever promotion I'm in, I'm coming for the world title. No matter how long it takes. Second thing, and this is something that Nora and I have been wanting to do again, we want to win a tag team tournament together again. A mixed one at that, if you know what I mean.
So a great place for that. I don't know if you met another good friend of mine, Jonathan Prada, over from LIT.
Yeah.
LIT Wrestling. So Jay Prada has an open gender neutral division. He's got mixed tag over there. Any craziness you could think of, Jonathan Prada has on. We just had actually the last Origins episode with him. So if you get a chance, Sander and Nora, you guys need to reach out to JP, Jonathan Prada over there. Talk to him, especially with a goal like that. Very creative guy, and I think you would love to be part of his show, and he definitely would like to have you guys there. The imagination, there's no one better. So, you two should definitely have a conversation. Now, before we get out of here, Sander, any parting words? Words of advice, words of wisdom, an outro from Sander Cool.
Well, for us, try not to be normal. Try to be rebels. Hashtag rebel sight.
There you go. The rebellious two, or the rebellious duo, right?
The rebellious two, yeah.
There you go. So everyone, thank you again. Thank you, Sander Cool. We went a little bit over on this episode. It was definitely a strange one. Hopefully the ratings stay okay for this. I apologize. Will King, do not eat cookies, folks, that Will King sends to you. Do not accept it. Do not do it. Do not eat it. Tasty. So, Sander Cool, thank you for showing up. Great show. Very interesting dive there. Thank you for everyone who jumped in. We had the Scottish Warrior. We had James Sargent, James Seal, Durgos. So many guys on here checking in. We appreciate it all. Hopefully all of you dropped a big leg drop on that like button. Drop an elbow on the subscribe and take your little finger and bang on the notifications so you know whenever one of the shows are going. But that's it, folks. Let's call it a day. An hour is a great time to wrap this up. Thank you all. Make sure you check out the next episode. Basically, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the regular scheduled episodes of our actual wrestling action. Then follow the podcast here. Both the Hybrid Origins, which is probably going to be at least once a week as well, and then our random Cup of Coffee with SBJ. Cup of Coffee with SBJ, sort of an open forum concept, not really as much of a dive like this. Basically, you can talk about whatever you want on the Cup of Coffee. Again, it just happens at random. So make sure you take a look at the playlist there, Hybrid Wrestling Alliance on YouTube. Thank you all for joining, and have a great day. Thank you again, Sander, and thank Nora for the gummies. I feel much better.
Hey.